Hello everyone, and welcome to today's lecture on writing an introduction based on chapter 7 in your textbook, pages 57 to 79. By the end of this lecture, you'll have a clearer understanding of how to start your essay with impact and set the stage for strong academic writing. Here's what we'll cover today: the structure of an introduction, hook sentence, background information, thesis statement, a sample of an introduction paragraph, a quick recap, and finally, a practice task for you to apply what you've learned. So let's begin with the structure of an introduction. The introduction is the very first paragraph of an essay. Its job is to introduce the subject and grab the reader's attention. Think of it as the doorway into your essay. A good introduction has several parts, each with its own purpose. Overall, the goal is to draw the reader in and give them a clear overview of what the essay will be about. This is the basic structure of an introduction in academic writing. It consists of three key components: the hook sentence, background information, and the thesis statement. Let's start with the first part, the hook sentence. A hook is like bait on a fishing line. It catches the reader's attention right away and makes them want to keep reading. You can do this in several ways: by asking a thought-provoking question, sharing an interesting anecdote, presenting a surprising statistic, or even using a powerful quotation. Usually, a hook is just one or two sentences at the very beginning of your essay. The key is that it sparks curiosity, emotion, or interest in your topic. And now let's look at the 5 types of hook sentences that you can use in your introduction. First, we have the anecdotal hook, which is a short, interesting story or personal experience to draw the reader in. Next is the descriptive hook, where you paint a vivid picture to capture attention using sensory details. The third type is the statistical hook, which uses surprising or important data to highlight the seriousness of your topic. Then we have the quotation hook. This involves using a relevant quote from a famous person or expert. And finally, the provocative question hook, where you ask a thought-provoking question to make your readers think. You can refer to pages 58 to 59 in your textbook for more details and examples of each type. So, how do you write a strong hook? Here are some tips. First, familiarize yourself with the essay topic, understand it well. Next, make an outline so you know what direction your essay will take. Think about your target audience, who will be reading your essay. And finally, keep the purpose of your writing in mind. These steps will guide you towards choosing the most effective hook. Remember, not all hooks work for every essay. You need to choose the one that best fits your topic and purpose. After the hook sentence, we now provide background information. This section usually takes 3 to 5 sentences. Its purpose is to give readers context so they can understand the topic better. Here, you introduce the main theme and add some supporting details that prepare readers for your argument. In short, background information bridges the gap between the attention-grabbing hook and the precise thesis statement. Well, you might be wondering, where do we find this background information? This slide shows 6 different sources, such as textbooks, journal articles, reliable websites, or reports. Always choose credible sources that will strengthen your essay and build trust with your readers. Next, we come to the most important part of your introduction, the thesis statement. A thesis is a clear, concise, and arguable sentence that states the main idea of your essay. It usually comes at the end of the introduction. Think of it as the roadmap of your essay. It guides both the writer and the readers by showing what direction the essay will take. And don't forget, you will restate your thesis in the conclusion as well. And now let's talk about the two basic parts of a thesis statement. First, we have the topic. This is the general area or concept you will be discussing. It gives context to your thesis and shows the overall focus of your essay. Then, we have the main idea. This includes the specific points or arguments that support or elaborate on your topic. These are the key ideas that you will develop and defend throughout your writing. So, when you combine both the topic and the main idea, you get a strong, clear thesis statement that guides your entire essay. Now that we have covered the components, hook, background, and thesis, it's time to see how they fit together in a full introduction. Remember, each part serves a function, and together they form a strong logical beginning to your essay. Here's a sample introduction which you can find in your textbook on pages 78 to 79. Notice how it starts with a hook, follows with background details, and ends with a clear thesis. When you write your own, try to follow the same structure. With practice, it will become second nature. Now let's do a quick recap on writing an effective introduction. Always begin with a hook to grab the reader's attention. Provide background information to give context to your topic. And end with a clear thesis statement that outlines your main argument. This is the basic formula for writing a strong introduction paragraph. Now it's your turn. Your task is to write an introduction for the topic, online learning versus face-to-face learning. Remember to include all three parts: a hook to catch attention, background information for context, and a thesis that states your position clearly. This exercise will help you put today's lesson into practice. Thank you for joining me in this session on writing introduction. I hope you now feel more confident about starting your essays effectively. Remember, a strong introduction sets the tone for the entire paper. Keep practicing, and you'll see improvement with every essay you write. Till then, have a great day ahead.